So welcome back to our second talk. Nice background, Sophia. I see that you have your Christmas decorations. There we are. Beautiful, beautiful. Eddie sporting the queen cut look. Love the blanket.
Yep.
Look at out there where you're at. So last time we talked, you guys saw all of 1, 2, and 3. Well, the last time we talked, you guys kind of gave me a brief rundown of what your impressions were for episode 1. I don't know if you guys recall much at all, but what I do recall is, yeah, you felt like the start was a little bit slow. There were some editing issues. Um, it was and when I went back and I checked, I'm like, hey, you're right, and I
Yep.
can't unsee it anymore.
It was a
Right, so you,
glaring continuity
And
error.
it was in like within the first like 2 minutes of the show. And that was for me at least, that was a
Episode,
huge
yeah.
thing. I was just like, come on, like 2 minutes in and there's a continuity error. And it's like you said, it's blatant. Like the guy's like on his knees and then he's on all fours and then he's back on his knees. It just made no sense. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But then the rest of the episode was pretty good.
Well,
right.
once it picked up and got gory and actiony, then it was like, oh, like the Trollocs and stuff, they were pretty crazy. What else happened? I
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
don't feel connected to any character. I feel like I don't like any of them.
are we talking about still from just episode 1, or are we talking about all 3 at this point for you?
Episode 1, yeah. I didn't like
Okay.
anybody.
Oh, okay. If just say episode 1, yeah, I would say the same. Like I don't think I was connected to any of them. I think you pretty much knew who like the main cast was gonna be, and they were all okay, especially since based off the trailer. Oh,
Oh, well,
hey.
guest speaker or guest starring with us. So
Hey,
cute.
Uma. But
Uma says
yes,
hi.
for sure, like once it started getting a little gory, once there was more like fighting or the Trollocs and all that stuff, definitely got more excited. And I think for me, not liking so much in the first 2 minutes of that continuity error to the very last part, I was like, man, okay, I'm stoked. Let's watch the next episode. So even though it was a little slow and like I didn't really care too much about the characters, I wanted more. So they definitely made me feel that way.
No, I mean, even as a fan, when I first saw that intro, I'm like, oh boy, this doesn't look too good. And that intro, by the way, was not in the book, so they added that whole
Oh,
That's what
intro
Jimmy
with.
was saying. Yeah.
Mhm. So with the red Aja, the red sisters of the Aes Sedai chasing down, that guy, that was yeah, totally something that they made up for the show.
mhm.
Um, okay. So as far as you said, the actions, you felt the action was okay.
I would say
Mhm.
so. It was.
Trying to remember what was in episode 1, what was in 2, and what was in 3.
I was
One,
gonna say I feel like we should talk about them all together almost, just because I don't know.
Right.
We watched it like that's what was released first, so that's why I'm kind of like,
okay, yeah, let's just talk about them as a whole then, huh?
yeah,
Mhm.
because
Okay,
I
so
can't. Oh, sorry.
hair, I
You go.
guess
You
I
go.
feel the worst for Perrin. Uh
Yeah.
oh,
Perrin.
when that scene was happening when he was like trying to kill that Trolloc, Eddie was like, don't what were you saying? Don't what is the word I'm looking for? Don't
Oh, I was like, don't tunnel vision, because he looked like he was just swinging like wherever he
right,
wanted to
don't
swing.
tunnel vision, and then
You said that out loud?
yeah, he
Mhm.
did. He totally did, and then she dies. That's
All
pretty
right,
sad.
that was rough.
But I didn't feel much like invested in their relationship though. Like you kind of get, oh, like they're together. Oh, she's pregnant. Oh, okay. I love you. I know. Like
Right, right. A little one-sided, huh?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I wasn't really that invested, but I mean, throughout the next few episodes, you really feel for Perrin because how are you gonna get over that? On top of that, Egwene was like, "It's not your fault. It's his fault."
It was totally his.
It was totally his fault.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Do you guys think that he's gonna tell anyone? He's gonna confide anyone that he killed her?
That's true. I didn't even think about it. He never said that to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Is
So
he, or is it just gonna eat away at him for the rest of his
I
life?
would say I would guess he would need to let it out. Like if I were him,
Mm-hmm.
I need to tell somebody
Right. I
Yeah.
agree.
I think
eventually.
keeping it in is gonna hurt him sooner or later. Where I feel like it's either gonna be he has to let it out because life or death situation, or it's maybe he won't be able to reach the potential that he potentially could be the one, right, or whatever. I don't know. I think
Mm.
it'll come out. I think whether he wants it to or not. Obviously, it doesn't seem like he wants it to, but yeah, it's rough.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm also curious about the wolves and why they licked his leg and then now his leg seems fine. What's
Yeah, that
that
was weird.
about? The wolves were weird. There was no explanation. It was just like, oh, they look like they're gonna eat him. Oh, they licked him and they left. The wolves were so pretty though. I want one.
Yeah. Were you worried when they were approaching the wolves when they were about to get near him?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna have to fight them off, but oh, he just looks like a little husky. It
A
was so
mini
cute.
dire wolf.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel like kind of like a Jaws moment, like his open wound, so like the wolves could smell the
Well,
blood.
yeah,
So
that's
it's
what
like
they kept
done,
showing.
done. Like, oh, this guy's done. He's done. And then they just licked it and left. I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird, But I
Mhm.
don't know. Maybe I mean that could
I
be a
need an
part of his power
explanation.
later, right?
I need
That's
an
what I kind of
explanation
thought,
sooner.
right?
Yeah, I totally agree. Going back just a few minutes, you commented that what was happening in episode one. I felt like, and I had said it last time when we talked. I felt that they should have drawn out the village, the two rivers, into at least two episodes, so that way it can build up a little bit more of their history, their background, their culture, so you can become a little bit more invested in everything that was happening. So that was just my take on it as a reader, because I do know in the books they spent probably like a good third of the book just in the two rivers to kind of like build up their the background. So I don't know, as relatively, for Sophia, I guess you don't remember anything. So I guess I can count you as somewhat of a new reader at this point.
I
And
guess
then Eddie,
kind of,
what do
yeah.
you think? Did it feel like it was rushed, or did you feel like it could have been another episode?
I think that like certain relationships did feel rushed, right? Like with Perrin and his wife or girlfriend, or whatever. Like you got the sense that they loved each other, were into each other, they're pregnant, this and that. But then, he kills her, she dies, whatever, and then just like that's the next thing. Same thing with I forgot his name, but the guy who's like his dad is like cheating on his mom and his two little sisters. Like, okay, like you kind of get a sense of like what's going on with his family life or just his life in general. But I don't feel like they spent enough time on it. But I'm assuming, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, is because there's so much more to it. So as long as you can get a little taste of that and kind of feel like, damn, this guy's in this kind of situation, whether it's good or bad, and then really what we want to know is more later.
Mhm.
Although I do like, I don't know if I'm thinking of like Game of Thrones wise, like the first couple episodes when they were Winterfell and then they went to the South or whatever, like I had no idea what that looked like on a map. So, and right now it's like whatever village they were in, and now they're going to where's it called, the White Keep, right? Or
The
no, or
tower.
the White Tower. Okay, it's like I have no idea where they're going, whether it's east or what. Oh, I mean they keep saying east, so I guess they give me that, but I'm okay with not knowing. It would have been cool to see more of like a map, like you said, but I'm okay without it because other shows have done it too. So it's like the more you watch, eventually we'll get to know exactly where they're going, or like I'll at least get some sort of more visuals.
Mhm. Now, real quick, now when I recalled watching Game of Thrones, and I was not a reader, but Sophia, I think you had read the first book at least by then when you saw the first season, and I had no idea who like the main characters were, who would be the central roles. I had no idea that Jon Snow was going to be pivotal, and I felt he was pretty boring at season one, or Rob Stark felt like he was going to be more central,
For
early
sure.
on in the
Yeah.
story. And yeah, a lot of characters, that you felt like were going to be more important. Of course, Game of Thrones, their thing was that they just flipped everything on your expectations just kind of got flipped upside down. But so far for the Wheel of Time, do you guys feel that given the tidbits of the stories, that any of the characters right now are more central than the others? And can it change, do you think, later on?
I think albino black guy.
Do you still think he's
No,
albino
I
black
think he's
guy?
pretty white.
All right, so
I think
Rand.
he's pretty Rand. I think he seems like a main character. I don't like him, but
Mhm.
he seems like a main character. He's annoying. They're all annoying.
What about you, Eddie?
Okay. I think that I mean, okay, I mean, I don't want to keep comparing to Game of Thrones, but like you said, like as far as Jon Snow goes, like I felt like he was like kind of a not really a main character, more like a side character because they still followed his story a little bit, even at the very beginning, but there wasn't much. But this or Wheel of Time specifically, the first, 3 episodes, I feel like they followed them very closely. It's like once we get into the village, who are the first 4 people that we kind of see? And it's like, I'm forgetting your name, Nariva? The one
Nynaeve,
that
the wisdom, the healer, or
Oh no, who's the girl's name that fell in that's like almost becoming the wisdom?
Egwene.
Egwene. Okay, so Egwene, like as soon as they showed her and like, oh, she's falling in the river, so I'm like, okay, this girl is gonna mean something. Like she's gonna be important. And then obviously within the next 2 episodes, they keep following her. Same with Rand. Same with Matt.
Matt.
Okay, and then Perrin. Okay, I pulled up the names because I'm gonna keep
I don't
forgetting them.
think
So yeah, I have them right here. So but yeah, I feel like they followed all those stories way closer than anyone else. Like I said, like right, showing Perrin's with his being engaged, showing Matt with his family issues, showing Rand with whatever he's dealing with. So it's like for me, it gave me the sense like they're gonna be main characters, which I liked. And but I mean, I don't know, like I said from the trailers before, there's a Furious 5 and we're missing one. So I'm pretty stoked to see who the next one is gonna be. And then I mean, you never know if maybe the next one's more important. Maybe we won't see that much of more of Matt or Perrin or whatever. So
Okay, so let's move on a little bit towards episode 2. Now that we've kind of recapped already of episode 1. Episode 2, we started out with the White Cloaks. You guys remember them?
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was
the White
intense.
Cloaks, they started the beginning. They were burning another woman, which is, as you saw, they took her hands and you saw the rings that he collected. So that shows that she's also an Aes Sedai that they had killed. So what do you guys think about that?
So they're just like people. It seems
White
like.
Cloaks, yeah, White Cloaks don't have any power. They're just people.
How can they take on an Aes Sedai? Oh, well, okay. I kind of just answered my own question as I was saying it. So Moraine, when she was fighting in episode 1, her moves are very slow.
I mean, she took like a 5-second channel to like cast a spell.
I
Right.
was like, I thought it would be faster, or like she would seem more I mean, she's badass, but I thought it would be more, I don't know, just more quick. It took forever just to hurl something at
Her, yeah,
a Trolloc.
her cast time was a little high, but you could kind of see, I
Some
guess,
instant cast times.
quick spells.
Yeah.
But you could kind of see with the warders that because of the warder, that allowed her for the long cast time, right?
Right.
Right. So, but yeah. So going back to how can simple, people, take down an Aes Sedai? They aren't
Well,
invincible. They can't.
Maybe they killed her warden.
Yeah, I mean they can't. I mean they can get hurt. They can be injured. So they're not invincible.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I didn't know they were regular people. I kind of assumed that they were just because they didn't seem like they showed powers. And I feel like if they're trying to kill someone who has powers, it's like for a reason, maybe like a religious thing or something. I thought it was pretty intense, pretty crazy. But that like whether I don't really know too much of their motives, why they want to do it, besides maybe they don't agree. But what you guys were just saying with the whole channeling thing, it makes sense that they have a warder or they need one because I don't think they could make it by themselves. Like they're so powerful, they could take on 20 people. If it takes them 10 minutes to do that, it's like one arrow to the head and then they're dead. So but yeah.
I think a lot of the show talks about how there's a divide or there's a fear of Aes Sedai because of their power. Like, oh, she can hear what you're, I don't remember what they said, but for example, she can hear what you're thinking. And it just sounds like a lot of conspiracies, just a lot of talk about,
Right.
because they don't understand what Aes Sedai are or what they can do. So everybody's afraid of them. So then that's kind of what the White Cloaks are enforcing. They're kind of like, oh, you're different, you're weird, let's just kill all of you.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the White Cloaks go, I guess I won't talk about them too much, but they have their own motives and their own principles and philosophies. You saw them, obviously dealing with that first scene with that Aes Sedai that they killed and burned, and then they also ran into Moraine, if you guys recall, and when they kind of didn't really, they really just sidestepped and try to, conceal themselves. Moraine took off her ring, so you kind of feel like the White Cloaks were given respect as well. They weren't just like, they weren't going to be trampled either. So.
Mm-hmm. I did
Maybe
kind of
there's
feel
so
that
many of them.
that encounter that they had with Moraine, it was kind of like like how cops sometimes deal with people, like try to seem intimidating or like ask certain questions in a way to try to see their reaction, and be like, huh? And then like you have to act cool. And if you're cool, then you'll be all right. But then you kind of don't know. So it's like I think they were like trying to play like a psychological game on them,
Okay,
try to
but
get them to crack.
do
That's
they
good. That's
know?
good.
Do they know that Aes Sedai can't lie? Because couldn't they just be like, "Hey, are you Aes Sedai?" And what would she say
Well,
then?
right, but then Moraine, like, right, she said that she can like she cannot lie by bending the truth. So she would have to. I feel like she could somehow say no, but not say no.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
but like, as somebody who's hunting down Aes Sedai, shouldn't he know if she said or refers to a sister, she's referring to another Aes Sedai? Like, I don't know.
guess.
Maybe she has the right to remain silent as well. So maybe if she
She
doesn't
pleads the
speak,
fifth.
Okay.
Oh, how about the wait? I just thought of something. Like, what if like, like let's say you guys ask me, "Are you an Aes Sedai?" And I'd be like, "If I was, you would have known already."
yeah, good one.
You
That's a
know?
good one.
So
He's an
I
Aes Sedai.
oh, whatever. You know, Aes Sedai. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. I like the way you're thinking. That's cool. Keep going. With the plots in episode 2, you saw the dream with Rand.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
if
that
kind
freaked
of.
Eddie out
That's
when he
creepy.
I was gonna say,
popped off the.
a lot of people were freaked out. Tell me about your reactions.
I just remember Eddie. What the fuck? What? And then it was a dream, and it was like, oh, okay. But like that guy, the molten fiery guy, he's pretty freaking creepy. I don't remember him at all, but I would imagine that's like the Dark Lord watching
Right.
them or whatever. I don't really, but if that does that mean that he's like tracking them that way? Because they're tracking them somehow. With the faceless guys or whatever. Yeah, because we thought about that. Like, how are they finding them every time that they
Mhm.
stop? So maybe
Right.
it's when they sleep, like Freddy Krueger or whatever.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
that freaked you out. You didn't like the bats coming out of the mouth. When I saw them, like, oh, that's how you get COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
no.
it was pretty creepy. I mean, I think the creepiest part obviously is when he wakes up and there's a bat right
And
next
then
to him.
there's
That's even
bats.
crazier. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what I kind of felt like. I was like, who's this demon? And he just seems more powerful than like those unfaceless guys. So I feel like he was probably the dark one. But at the same time, like they have one of them is reincarnate. Wait, what is it? They're reincarnated as him, or they're
The
Dragon
Dragon
Reborn.
Reborn.
oh, okay. So the Dragon Reborn. But if he gets their hands on him, or sorry, if the Dark Lord gets the hands on him, then they can become the new Dark Lord.
No,
Then they can turn him into a bad guy.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, the Dark One is
Okay.
trying to sway the Dragon Reborn to fight for the dark side.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's kind of weird. Like I agree that it's weird. How could they always keep following them? But Moraine found them some way, right? So if he has magic, maybe there's something to do with that.
I
And
guess
they-
that's true. How did Moraine find them?
Right.
Well, in the books, there's a very obvious explanation, and it doesn't even cover it until like much later. But
Oh,
there's a good reason, so hopefully they'll say it. Or a lot of it's been changed in the show compared to the books. Like it's either been condensed, it's been changed. There's new elements. It's not exactly the same. So when I'm watching it, even though I know some of the outcomes, I'm like, or I get excited too, like what's gonna happen next? You know, is what I think gonna happen going to happen next? You know, so there is some changes in the elements of how they're just telling the story. And then you saw a little bit during that same scene in the woods, you saw that Egwene was starting to learn how to channel from Moraine's little teaching
Pep talk.
lesson. You guys saw that?
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
that?
Her little pep talk.
Yeah. He wasn't. You don't listen to the wind.
the wind listens to you. That was pretty cool. Yeah, but that means that there are, women who possess the power and they might just not know how to control it, or they call it different things, like Nynaeve. Nynaeve's 27, which I guess is supposed to be old. I thought she was going to be the fifth one, but apparently they're all supposed to be within the same age, and I'm pretty sure Egwene and all of them are younger than her, so I don't think she's the fifth.
I think they're all
Warrior,
like early
Dragon Warrior?
20s or something. Yeah, I don't think Egwene is, or Nynaeve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nynaeve isn't.
Yeah.
I do think she has something to do with it. Not trying to go forward into the next episode, But the fact that she came back, I was like, whoa. So
Come
I think
on, we knew she was gonna come back.
I
Did
didn't
you
think she was
not
gonna
see
come
it?
back.
You didn't see it
No.
coming.
Okay.
No, I didn't see it
You
coming at all.
You didn't
I
see
was-
her die.
What I right, and obviously you saw everyone else die, but I kind of figured like she would come back like way later, But I didn't think she would come back so quickly. So I think that was cool. So I don't know. I feel like she'll be
Ooh.
coming along the way with them, but I don't think she's like a dragon. But
That
she'll
reminds-
have some part to play.
He tracked them down. Is that maybe that's the same way that Moraine tracked them down the first time?
Could be.
Nynaeve found them in the woods. Who knows?
Mhm. She's pretty badass though. So
But why would the Trolloc keep her alive?
Well, you saw at the intro of episode 3, the way that she got away. There was the Trolloc got distracted, and then she ran into the pool, and that's how she kind of killed the
Yeah.
Trolloc.
But why didn't the Trolloc just kill her then and there?
Yeah.
Well, he
that
dragged
might have
her
been-
away and then.
well, he
left her?
dragged her, and then he saw like another Trolloc that was about to die or like injured, so he was just like, "I'm gonna eat this one first, and then eat the other one after." So he's just stupid, I guess, but
Okay.
he's just hungry.
That was the smartest.
Right.
Okay, I guess I can believe that he was just dumb.
Yeah,
Well, I
Maybe he
get
was
it.
about to take her to like for long storage or something.
I'll take the dumb as an explanation. That's good enough for me.
And then by the end of or towards the second half of episode 2, you guys saw the abandoned city of Shadar Logoth. What do you guys think about that place?
Creepy.
it was creepy.
Even
Like
the Trolloc army won't go in. Why would you go in? Fucking what's his name? Lan. Come on. Come on. It's like he knew, but he just didn't care. I don't understand him.
I kind of
That's
feel
a
like
weird
I
call.
think he just felt like he had no choice. Like if they didn't go in there, they were gonna face like even worse consequences, and he needed to give Moraine, right, a chance to recover. So it's like
Yeah, but keep
lesser of
going.
two evils. Although I don't know, I don't think I would have gone there. And if an animal doesn't go in
You-
there, that's enough for me to never go in somewhere. Like
You would have taken your chances trying to run away from the Trolloc in the Fade.
or like I
I
don't
feel
know.
like run through the city to the other side. Like, why would you stay in it? Whatever.
I mean, like they didn't even go in before the Trollocs stopped. So why couldn't they just be like right outside? Like that's like just set up
Outside
camp
the
like right
wall.
there.
Oh yeah, you're right. But then they
Right.
can shoot arrows or something. Like throw their. I don't know.
I get. I mean, no, you're right. You're right. But they didn't do that, so I'm just like, okay, I'm like just chill right here.
I wasn't sure if there was a continuity error in that episode because I could have sworn the horses get spooked when the shadows come in and then they all run. But then Lan comes out with Moraine and her white horse is still there. I could have sworn that horse ran and then it was back and just chilling.
I don't
I did
remember.
I did rewind, so I'm pretty sure. But if you see it again, I'm pretty sure that they only show 3 horses running away.
Okay. Because I was very like, hey, I'm
Yeah,
aware of her white horse. So
yeah, she had the
Okay.
only one that stood out. I mean, when I was watching with Jimmy as well, we were trying to find some continuity issues.
Oh, now
We
you're
thought,
looking?
yeah, we thought there was another one, by the way, back in episode 1, and I'll say it after this. We thought that Rand had lost his bow and arrow, like running away from the shadow, but he carried it the whole entire time. So,
oh, okay. So that was not a continuity error.
No, it wasn't. we
What
thought it
was
was,
that?
but no, I mean he was just carrying it. Like when he was running away from the shadows, he just had it on his back. So
Oh,
No,
okay,
Eddie
okay.
wants to know what the continuity error that you
Oh.
found was.
the one I found was in episode 1 as well, and I'm not quite a continuity, but it was definitely like your questionable editing. It was one of the scenes where they were in the inn and Moraine was about to walk in. Just before she was gonna walk in, everybody's partying and Rand is on the wall and Egwene was kind of like serving everybody and they had that look, they like looked at each other, right? But if you look at who was next to Egwene, like sitting in the back, you see Perrin at the table there sitting behind her, right? And then right after that, Perrin went to talk to Rand.
Mm.
After Moraine came in, huh?
No. So right after the eye contact with Egwene,
It
Oh,
was
okay.
like
Rand.
he's behind her, and then all of a sudden he's like right next to Rand on the other side of the room.
right,
Ah.
right. So go check it out. Let me know if you What do
I
you
think they probably just had so much material that they're like, nobody will notice. Just cut it shorter. We don't need to show Perrin walking across the room. Just cut it. Nobody will notice.
Right. So I noticed that. I felt like, oh, he kind of teleported right there, but yeah, maybe he walked real fast or something.
He sprinted across the bar.
Right,
Hey,
right.
Rand.
Caught his breath.
He's
But
out
yeah,
of breath.
All
That's
right,
funny
so-
that you started looking for them.
yeah. So check it out. Let me know if you see that. All right. So at the end of the episode 2, you saw that Nynaeve caught up with Lan, as you kind of mentioned,
Mhm.
and yeah, she kills the Trolloc. That's how she got away from her captor. And the story at that point branches off into different storylines. We have Matt with Rand, we have Egwene with Perrin, and we have Moiraine, Lan, and Nynaeve
Mhm.
together. Do you guys feel any of the stories are more interesting than the other?
I
Or the
think
storyline?
Rand's portion got more interesting than the others because of the fight that ended up happening. But I guess no,
Okay.
yeah. His would the travelers or what were they? I think they were called the travelers. They seemed
Traveling
sketchy.
people.
The traveling people, they seem sketchy. It's just like, oh hey, you need a place to sit, come join us. All right, here's some food. It was like too good to be true. I
Mhm.
don't trust them, but they they gave them food and they were so happy. So it's like, all right. Oh, but I do like the dynamic between Egwene and Perrin, and Eddie and I were pointing out how this seems like like a brother sister relationship. So I thought it was cool that they ended up partnering up together. Um, oh, when they jumped off the tower, I thought they were gonna hold
It's
hands,
pretty high.
but then they weren't holding hands when they jumped in. I'm like, okay, fine. It's possible that they could have like let go, but I wouldn't have let go if I was like jumping with. I was like, oh no.
Did they start off jumping with holding hands?
Well, yeah, I didn't. They hold hands and they're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, jump. And then when they were going into the water, they weren't holding hands. So I was like, man, unrealistic. I would have kept holding his hand.
Yeah. If you guys drifted away a little bit though, you would have been had to have let go, or you know what I mean?
One's heavier than the other, so they started
No,
accelerating at the
hey, no
different speed.
physics. There's no difference. The rate of which you fall always stays the same. A feather will fall at the same rate as a rock.
Mhm.
Unless there's
Okay.
wind, obviously. But yes, no.
I really liked how they had the groups, just like how they got separated, because I feel like if Rand and Egwene were separated together, I feel like you would have seen that coming. I think it's
Mhm.
cool that Rand was with Matt and
That
then
they got
Egwene was
separated.
with Perrin. Yeah, because like I feel like they each have their own thing, right? Like brother, sister, even like the two buddies who like butt heads, and like one's a hothead, one's like a greedy motherfucker. Um, so like their stories are cool,
Oh,
but then
yeah.
they're also connected too because Rand wants to make sure Egwene is safe. So it's like if
Mhm.
they weren't together, or sorry, if they were together, would have they have still gone to the White Tower? But because they're not together and Rand knows that Egwene's going to go there no matter what, that's what makes him want to go. So it's kind of cool. They're still
True.
interconnected. Like there's three things that connects them, and then they have their individual. And then yeah, like the last group too, right? With Nynaeve, with Land and
Mhm.
Moraine. Like she obviously hates them, but then like now they're forced to work together by having a healer and stuff. So it's kind of cool too. It's just like everyone has their own dynamic, but they're also so tied together. So it's gonna be cool once they all get back together, and hopefully find the fifth
Will they
potential
get back?
dragon. Oh yeah, I guess. Well, but they're all headed the same way. So I mean, I don't think they're gonna get back together next episode, but I think eventually, unless one of them dies or something.
So good question. Well, not question, but the dynamic you mentioned. So do you think then if Rand and Egwene got together as traveling buddies, there would be a chance that they would not head to the same spot?
I think Rand would do everything in his power to try to convince Egwene, like, let's just go back home. I think Egwene, no matter what, would have went, but because they're together and they're like arguing and fighting, Rand could have gone like hot-headed and been like,
Couples.
right, I'm hot-headed. No, I want to go fuck this, and then he just
I'm
leaves.
hot-headed.
But now instead it's like different, right? Now it's more like, oh, I need to get there, make sure she's okay. So like they're both like on a
But
mission.
then, like, if Perrin and Matt had ended up together, I think they would have just gone home.
Probably.
would have both been like, "F this, let's go home."
Yeah, because Matt doesn't believe in it. I
I
don't
think
think at
Matt
all.
could
And
have persuaded Perrin better than he could
100%.
with the couple.
Right. 100%. I agree. So then, yeah, like, and then it would have just ended the story for them, I guess. So it's cool how they got split up.
What did you think about so when Rand and Matt got to the mining town and they met, with new characters, they met the bartender there, and they also met the Gleeman, who was the the singer.
Oh, I remembered his name. Shit, what was his name? Thor? Shit, I forgot already. But when he said his name, I was like, oh, he's in the book. So that was pretty cool, but I don't remember his character much. I just remember his name. But the girl, I remember Eddie was like, oh, maybe
it's
she's the
Tom.
fifth. Oh, Tom. Damn it, Thor. Tom Marin?
It's Tom, yeah.
But isn't it Marilyn or something? His last name?
Yeah, Tom Maryland, yeah.
Okay. But Eddie was thinking that maybe that bartender girl, Barkeep, was gonna be the fifth dragon warrior, and then she turned out to be evil.
Right. They definitely, I feel like the way that they introduced the Gleeman made him seem like he was going to be a bad guy and that the bartender girl was going to be good. So then when she like double crosses him, I didn't really see that coming. I was like, oh shit. I thought I was like, oh, her and Rand are going to bang, or her and Matt are going to bang.
But she
And
was
then-
saying how the door is like made of solid metal, wood. I don't remember, but then she didn't think he would be able to break it, and he breaks it. That's what made me think he's the dragon warrior.
Well, it was
Or he's
it's
just
funny
strong.
Or he's just
when you mentioned about that they were gonna bang, he had the opportunity, and like she was going for the kiss, and he drew back, and right there I'm like, dude, you just go for it, and then after that, like 10 seconds later, she reveals that she's like, in the league with the Dark One. So I'm like, oh shit, I would have been killed.
You would have died for the poontang.
Well, like if Matt was in that situation, then I think Matt would have died. So I think Matt got lucky that he wasn't there, or I guess they both got lucky because you reversed them.
Because he was already into her.
Right.
Mhm.
So, but I mean, it worked out, and I hopefully the Gleeman has more of a role too, because I thought he was cool. I thought he was, he tried to help them. So hopefully he doesn't double cross him. But I guess he's the one who killed the girl, right?
His
He
song
threw the
was
knife
way
at
too
her or
long.
something? Yeah.
I was just
whatever.
What
like,
about his
blah, blah.
song?
It was so long. I was like, I get it. He sings. I don't need to hear
Well-
more of it.
Did you guys have the subtitles on?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember the words.
So
though.
yeah, they've done 2 songs where the characters sang, and I love them both.
Really?
in the
I
episode-
thought they were.
I
really
love
long.
them both. Well, tell me, remember the second or the first song they sang when they're on horseback?
Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't mind that one,
You didn't mind that one?
but
That
I don't
one was
remember
okay?
the words.
Oh, the one they
But
were
yeah, I
like
didn't mind that
chanting
one.
before like Moraine told them
but
about
then
the
Maureen
story.
like told them the whole story and
Right.
man,
Yeah.
whatever.
Netherin.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Mama.
Mama.
Lady Gaga over here.
But see, that was interesting because then they talked about it, but the Gleeman saw Thor. No, I'm kidding. His was just, I don't know, it just felt too long. But I guess that's his whole intro technically to a new character. So I don't know. Maybe I need to listen to the damn song again.
I like the second one because it is a good. It's not just a throwaway song. It actually has a good bit of history of, what it was about. So, I mean, I guess I'll tell you because you already saw it. It's not like you haven't seen it already, but
Mhm.
that song, if you listen to it in the words, that was about the last dragons. So,
Oh,
Mhm.
that's cool.
Okay.
yeah. So if you watch it again and you listen to the words, and that song was about the last dragon, it makes more sense after that. So.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, I mean, and then by the end of, we only have about 5 minutes left, so pretty perfect timing. So by the end of the last episode 3, you saw that Moiraine, caught up with her sisters. Lan was able to find the other Aes Sedai, and you also saw a little bit of Logain, who was trapped inside the cage. So, any thoughts about that?
Well, he's the one that said that he is the dragon reborn, right?
He proclaimed it, yes.
Mhm. I mean, I would say,
doesn't
it
look
makes sense,
good.
right? Because I mean, that's That's the guy who captured in the very first episode.
It's
No, or
not
is
the
that?
same guy.
Oh, so oh, okay. So I'm thinking maybe he's the fifth dragon then.
Oh.
Right.
So
I heard.
the first guy when the Reds caught, that's not the same guy in the cage.
Okay. So I think I thought it was. So that guy in the cage, because he looks very familiar to the one guy in the trailer that looked like he was about to get stabbed, and then
Oh.
that wind like saved him. So maybe he might be the fifth guy, because
Mhm.
at least it seemed like in the trailer he could maybe control magic. I don't know. But I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this has to mean something too. So I thought he was the fifth dragon, but I'm not sure.
Mhm, mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Any questions about the world that you guys have had in the next couple minutes before we sign off? Anything that doesn't make sense that I'll try to
That doesn't make
explain
sense.
that doesn't ruin anything, or any you know, characters, plots, background information.
I'm curious about Matt and that dagger that he stole. That
Ooh,
can't be
okay.
good. I feel like he's getting cursed or something.
Okay,
That-
yeah, he did steal. Funny how Lan said, "Don't touch anything."
Don't touch anything, and he's like, "Ooh, look, a dagger."
Right.
Touch.
But Eddie, you mentioned earlier that you felt he was greedy as fuck.
Well, he's just he looks out for himself, and he's trying to win any way he can. And I feel like a lot of the things that the choices that he's making make me feel like he's not the dragon. So, but also it's like, is the show trying to trick me to think this guy's not worthy to be, but he just needs to learn that he can be or is? I don't know, but he just makes questionable decisions. I don't think he ever thinks for the group. I think he thinks for himself. And that's why he took the dagger, or else he wouldn't have, because he would have trusted Lan. I mean, that shit was fucking scary. I mean, like, no one was there, and then the whole like history about that town, and it's like they closed themselves off and they all got killed, and then you're gonna take something from that place out. It's like, come on, dude, don't be stupid, you know. But I mean, knowing him, he maybe thinks the next time we get to a village I can sell it or something. But I kind of want to know more about that. That'd be cool.
Okay.
I had a different thought, but I forgot.
If it comes back in 3 minutes, let me know.
Okay.
So now that we are at the end of episode 3, Sophia, you said that you haven't really grown attached to anyone, but on our first video, you said we talked about who might be the douchebag character that every show has. Who would that be at this point?
I feel like both. Okay, Rand feels like a douche. Matt feels douchey. Lan feels douchey.
Oh yeah.
All three of the men, except for Perrin, because he's like going through some
Aw.
traumatizing stuff. They're all kind of jerks. So I feel like they're all taking up that role as the dick. Oh, but I guess Matt's a little more like funny sometimes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But then you also get a sense that he can understand emotion, because then he helped bury that guy's body and listen to Thom or whatever. But yeah, they're all douchey.
I'll say I like Matt. He's funny. Yeah, he's funny.
Mhm.
What
Yeah,
about you,
Rand
Eddie?
kind
Any
of just
thoughts
feels
on
like a whiny bitch.
I think the three that
Like it-
Sophia just said, those three guys, yeah, those are, I would say, the douchiest. Perrin to me just seems kind of like more of like a, I don't want to call him a teddy bear, but he's like a bigger guy, but he doesn't seem like a douche. He seems like he's willing to work for the group, whereas like Rand, if he gets hot-headed, is like all about himself, and obviously Matt. And then Land, I don't really blame him for being a douche. He has one mission and he's following it. He's gonna follow it through no matter what. So it's like I don't blame him. But I mean, yeah, he's kind of a dick. Like if you get in his way, and then he's gonna take you out. So, but that's just how he is. So it's like he's not like he's changing. So is he really a dick, or is this just how he is? You know?
But okay, so that made me remember what Matt said to Lan when Lan told the whole story of the shadow city that they were in. He's like, excuse me, that's like the most words you have said this entire time.
Oh yeah, true.
That was funny. And so true.
But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully next episode explains some more stuff. I'm stoked.
Mhm.
Definitely a good
I-
first 3 episodes to make me excited for the next.
I think you guys, if you have time tonight, definitely see it. I've already seen episode 4. I think it's pretty solid. So it'll answer a lot more questions, and it'll continue to build the world. So let me know after you see it. We can talk.
Mhm.
All
Thanks for
right.
joining, guys. We'll do it again next time.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Bye.
Peace.